Hi friends, this is Ammu Jayaraj and I have secured rank 141 in Civil Services examination. So today we shall see how to go for mains preparation. Earlier I have made a presentation on detailed strategy for prelims. So now we shall see how to go with mains preparation. So regarding my profile, I have done BE Civil Engineering, and last year I was able to sail through the CSE examination, and my optional subject is Geography. You can also go to my profile under Unacademy. It is as follows. And talking about the subscriptions of Unacademy, there are varied subscriptions and the cost is as follows. And you can either subscribe for Plus or for Iconic, and you can use this referral code AMMU for getting a discount of 10%. So now we shall go deep into how to go for mains preparation. So first of all, you need to understand that preparation for prelims and mains should go simultaneously. This I am focusing on the aspirants who are going to give their attempts in 2021. Okay, and then comes a well framed schedule. You should have a timetable, a definite timetable, which should be very well target oriented. So that should be daily, weekly, and monthly basis. Like you should have daily targets and then weekly and then monthly targets too. Then another most important thing for mains is revision. Because in the case of prelims, it is only about MCQs. So your memory can actually recollect things if you have MCQs because you need to answer according to the choices given. But in the case of mains examination, it is not like that. What you need to do, you need to recollect each and everything from your memory. So retaining all these things in memory is something very difficult. So regular revisions is what is required. You need daily revisions and weekend revisions also. So time is to be allotted for daily and weekly revisions and practicing previous year question paper. Just like what I told for prelims, in the same way for mains also, practicing previous year questions play a very important role. I shall talk about in detail in further slides. And then comes the mock tests. Mock tests are very, very important because practice is something which will make your mains perfect. So definitely you need to do a lot of mock tests, especially for improving your writing speed and also for improving your presentation. Now comes the plan of action. This actually I have focused on the aspirants who are going to give their attempt in 2021 for the freshers especially. So what they need to do is first of all they have to analyze the syllabus of prelims as well as mains. So when you analyze the prelims and main syllabus, you will get to know that lot of things whatever you have studied under prelims would have been covered in mains too. Okay, like for example, like polity, economy, and all would have been well covered in mains also. So you need to learn certain portions that are left out of this prelims syllabus well before prelims itself. Okay, so make sure that these topics that are post independence consolidation, history of world, disaster management, internal security, ethics, integrity, and aptitude. These are the five major things. This is one single paper itself. Other things are well covered under paper 1, paper 2, and paper 3. So these five topics are something which are left out of prelims syllabus. So you need to study these portions well before prelims itself. Otherwise, if you are preparing this after prelims, it will be you will there will be lack of time for you and you will face a kind of difficulty. So definitely you need to prepare these things well before prelims and then give one read of your optional syllabus or optional subject and collect information. Whatever is there in the syllabus, for each and every part of that syllabus, make sure that you have collected material for that. Everything will be there in your on that standard book, and other than that, if anything is left out, you can either refer internet, or also you can ask your mentors for that, and make sure you get material, sufficient material to prepare on that particular part of syllabus. Now comes the schedule for the freshers. I know that people who are going to give the first attempt in 2021 will be attending classes now. So they must be attending classes for the general studies as well as for their optional subject. So the classes will be mostly around for 3 hours or something on a daily basis. So what you can do, you also need to prepare for your subjects also. So what you need to do, you can spend around 3 hours a day for preparing general studies for prelims and optional subject on alternate days. Like for example, if you are having classes in the morning, after your lunch in the afternoon till night, you can prepare for your general studies for prelims. So, suppose on Monday you are preparing for general studies for prelims, and then on the next day, Tuesday, you can prepare for optional subject. So, on weekdays, alternate basis, you can prepare for the prelims as well as for the optional subject. And then when the classes get over, I think most probably by February or January, you will be completing your classes, whatever classes you are attending for general studies and optional subject. After that, that time, like the time utilized for attending classes, that time could be well used for covering these left out subjects of mains. Whatever I have discussed here, these subjects you can make use of this time. This time could be well utilized for covering those subjects. So for the next year, the prelims is on 27th of June 2021. So how you can do? You can attend classes till January end. Sufficient time is there. Now it is only August, September. So you have sufficient times to attend classes. So after January, the time for February, March, and April, all these 3 months could be well utilized for studying the left out subjects, these subjects. And then revisions can be done on weekends, either Saturday or Sunday. You can plan for revisions and devote 2 days a week for mocks. Okay, so maybe on weekends you can spend for mock as well as for revision. For example, this used to be my timetable. Like for Monday to Friday, I used to prepare for my subjects, and then on Saturday morning I will be giving either mains or optional test. Then I will be analyzing that. Rest of Saturday after my test I will be utilizing it for revision, and then the next day Sunday I will be doing early morning prelims test and then analyzing it. So this used to be my schedule. So this mains and optional test I used to do it in alternate basis, just like how on one first week if I am doing mains test, the next weekend I will be doing optional test, the other weekend I will be doing mains, like that I used to do it. So then 1 month could be well devoted to focus on intense prelims preparation. Of course you won't be learning anything apart from prelims, so definitely 1 month fully should be um, solely for prelims preparation. So this used to be my schedule, and this could be well utilized by freshers too, so that you will have a systematic way of preparation. Now comes my schedule before prelims. So this is what I am talking about my 2019 attempt, because after my 2018 attempt, when I did not clear my mains exam, I was very depressed. I was feeling so low. So then I did not know what to do. So I thought, okay, let me forget everything, and let me interact with my friends, with my relatives and all. So I spend a lot of time on that so that I don't have any kind of regrets. And then I started my preparation afresh, like from 2019. So I started in January, and so this schedule is before prelims, that is January to April. So early morning 5 to 8 I used to utilize it for my optional subject, and then after my breakfast 9:30 to 1:30 you will be getting 4 hours. So for that I devoted for GS prelims. Each subject I will be dealing, like for 1 week if I am doing polity, next week I will be doing economy, like that. And then after my lunch 2:30 to 4:30 I will be doing all left out subjects, whatever left out I had, no, like all this whatever we have discussed here, these subjects I used to just cover during this time 2:30 to 4:30. And then from 6 to 9 I used to do all the current affairs related things, which comprises of current affairs compilations, yojana, kurukshetra, etc. And then after my dinner, I used to spend time for reading newspaper, especially the editorial analysis. Okay, so this used to be my schedule for the weekdays. On weekends, I used to focus only on the tests and revisions. So Saturday, I will be spending time for either optional or mains test, like the alternate way. And then Saturday from afternoon to night, I will be revising whatever I have learned on that particular week. And then on Sunday, I will be doing one prelims test. So from January to April, I used to do only one prelims test per week. Then comes the schedule after prelims, that is from June to August. So how it used to be? Again, so this is my prelims is over. So then I started from June. June 2nd was my prelims exam, I believe. So after that, I took rest for 2 days, and then again I started my preparation for mains exam. So it started from I think around June 5th to August end. Early morning, again 5 to 8, I used to prepare for my optional subject. And then from 9:30 to 1:30, again after my breakfast in the mornings for general studies, whichever subject that I will tell you how. Then comes after lunch 2:30 to 4:30. What I will do on a daily basis, I used to attempt tests like for 1 hour. So 1 hour writing practice I used to do. So within 1 hour, I try to cover 8 questions, 5 questions of 10 marks and 3 questions of 15 marks. I had collected lot of mocks from various institutes, and I used to write it on a daily basis with the same with the time fixed, and with the same kind of paper also on the same size of A4 size paper. I used to do that. And then 1 hour I used to spend for evaluating that mocks. So totally 2 hours for mocks. And then 6 to 9, what I used to do, again same thing, current affairs, whatever monthly compilations will be there regarding mains preparation. So that current affairs compilations, then Yojana Kurukshetra, again I will be going through all that reports, and then whatever reports are there other than this, which I shall be discussing about the reports to be learned for each and every papers like GS1 to GS4. I shall talk about it later. And then comes after my dinner 10 to 10:30, I will be doing all the revision and some essay, whatever codes I need to mention. All these codes, everything I used to take down as notes for all that. And then comes my weekend. For weekend, again, I will be focusing only on my tests and revision for weekends. So on Saturday, what I used to do, I used to practice my mock test. But one wrong thing I committed, because I did not write my mocks for optional, not for the general studies. For optional alone, I did not write my mocks for 3 solid hours. I used to write only for 1.5 hours. I don't know why did I do that, and I regret it because in my UPSC optional paper, I was not able to complete the paper on time, And I strongly believe it is because of the tests what I did, because I did only 1.5 hour test. I did not do the entire 3 hour test. So please, friends, you should not commit the same mistake. You should do the test for solid 3 hours itself. And then I practice lot of previous year papers also, question papers, which is very, very important regarding optional papers. And then on Sunday morning, I used to take tests for mains. So for general studies mains, I had enrolled for test series in an academy. And what I used to do is they will be having sectional tests as well as full length test. So that week, this particular week for general studies, I will be studying for that particular test. If I have if I have a sectional test on that weekend, it is about world history, then I will be spending time for world history this this particular time, that is 9:30 to 1:30. I will be spending it for world history. So like that I used to cover my sections. I used to do only that. I never used to study anything extra. Whatever being there for my test, weekend test, that only I used to prepare during my weekdays. Apart from that, I used to also prepare for my current affairs. But subject wise, whatever is the test, only that subject I used to do it for weekdays. And then afternoon, from up to night, I will be revising on both the days, Saturday as well as on Sunday. Now, regarding note making, I used to make notes manually, but if you find it uncomfortable or time consuming, then you can adopt all these electronic kind of notes. Evernote and all is there, so that you can make use of such things. And now, coming to the compilations for Yojana, Kurukshetra, and other reports, I took religiously all the notes, like kind of statistics and everything. I just took note of it. And apart from that, I maintained one 5-in-1 notebook. One notebook, uh, just which is divided into 5 sections. Each section I made use for polity, economics, international affairs, social issues, and ethics. For under polity, I used to jot down important articles, judgments related to each and everything. For example, if something about Bachchan Singh case regarding death sentence, I used to note it down for death sentence. Like that, important current affairs related issues, some case studies, good actions by civil servants or something like that, in a crisp manner, I used to jot it down. And then comes economics. I used to include statistics and diagrams or whatever, even from Yojana, whatever statistics I have related to economics, I used to jot it down in this book. Then all this Niti Aayog report and all, you have lot of notes. So that and all I used to include here. And then international affairs, whatever current affairs related deals, engagements, etc., what India is having with other countries, that I used to note down in short. And regarding social issues, again statistics, development indicators of India, and the rankings of India in various development indicators like gender and gender index, inequality index, human development index, that and all I used to note down. And then comes ethics. For ethics, again, terminologies, whichever can be included in my on my paper, like for example, ethical dilemma, illegal gratification. Such things I used to write down. And apart from that, I also used to write the good actions by all public servants, civil servants, and anyone, whichever I come across in newspapers or something or the other, I just used to note it down. Then quotes. All these things I used to note it down under the ethics section. So other than 5-in-1 notebook, I also used to maintain notebooks for GS2, GS3 and optional subject, and ensured that each and every part of the syllabus I made note for everything. Like I did not ignore any part in the syllabus. So for everything I had brief notes apart from this 5-in-1 notebook. This was covering only the statistics. and diagrams, all these fodder points. Apart from that, I had detailed notes for dynamic papers such as GS2 and GS3, and then for optional subject. Okay. Now comes the importance of previous year question papers. I said that previous year question papers need to be referred. One thing is that you will know the pattern of questions being asked, because in 2013 there was a question on Finance Commission, 13th Finance Commission, and again in 2018 I came across the recommendations of the recently constituted Finance Commission, which is the 15th Finance Commission. So if so you will get to know the pattern of questions being asked if you refer the previous year question papers. And then comes, this is one thing, interesting thing. Questions do get repeated, especially in optional papers. But here, what I would like to tell you on example is that in GS paper 1 for mains 2017, when I wrote, there was a question on cryosphere. So that time, cryosphere was something not a very familiar term. So I wrote it as something a part of one of the layers of atmosphere, like that some story I wrote. I did not know what was cryosphere itself. Imagine me, a geography optional person. I have geography as my optional subject. But still, when I came out, also almost all the aspirants had some other interesting stories on cryosphere. But then we got to know that in 2012, in the geography papers, there was a question asked on cryosphere. Cryosphere is basically polar region. So there was a question asked, so it was again repeated. So the geography optional candidates would have had a higher hand that year, but still I was not able to answer because I had not analyzed the previous year question papers. So this do happen. So please refer the previous year question papers. And now talking about the revision, as I already said, in prelims you need not revise much, but for the mains it is a different story. You need to revise thoroughly. So that can really help in reducing your answer writing time. So revisions on daily and weekly basis you need to do. And intense revision for around 10 to 15 days is required before the mains exam. This is very, very important because, as you all know, this was my sixth attempt, and all the five attempts I was not able to sail through my mains exam. So these were the mistakes what I had committed, and I don't want the aspirants to commit the same mistake. So one of the mistakes what I committed was I did not give much focus on my shortcomings for the first two attempts. I just thought my one of my biggest shortcomings was were that I was not able to complete the paper on time. My answer writing speed was very, very slow. I mean, I was not able to complete my paper. So I did not give much focus on that. I felt that okay, I am writing a lot of notes and all. I'm taking notes, so it will not be a big problem, I felt. But that was not the case. When I started rectifying that mistake, then I slowly started gaining my speed, and I slowly started getting better marks in my mains examination also. So the negatives, what I observed in me was that one thing, I felt hard to complete the paper on time. Practiced answer writing only after prelims exam. So that is important. At least once a week you need to have answer writing practice for mains examination before prelims. And then after the prelims, I wrote on daily basis. Other than that, I used to write complete paper, like full test papers on weekends. And certain aspects were lacking on my presentation, such as diagrams, statistics, articles, judgments, etc. Fodder points were missing. So that I included in my last attempt. And then there was not much of comprehensive coverage in my answer. Like I never wrote answers covering all parameters. For example, I can tell you if there is a question like this, what are the benefits associated with metro rail projects in the society. So normally what I used to do, I used to focus only on society. So I used to say some employment opportunity, gender based, some reservation is there. So like that, something based on society alone, I will be focusing. So what I'm saying is you need to cover all the parameters. Society means they are asking as a whole only. So social, economical, environmental, development parameters you need to include. Under social, you can talk about employment opportunities. Then for women, there is reservation. And for example, Kochi Metro, they are giving employment opportunities for transgenders. All that you can include here. Economical means for the economy, revenue they are making. And make in India, so much of manufacturing is happening within India itself. All that you can say. Environmental, green India, because lesser fuel consumption, lesser air pollution, and traffic also getting reduced, noise pollution getting reduced, and then about developmental. So, like this, you can divide your answer into various subtitles and make it a structured answer. This is what was lacking. Content was there, but my presentation was not really good. So, if you are arranging it in a systematic way like this, then your answer will look really good. So that is what I changed in my last attempts. Then I did not answer according to the demand of the question. What is being asked? Like, for example, I did not differentiate between critical analysis, critically analyze, critical analysis, examine, discuss. All these differentiations I never made. So that also affected my score. So these were my shortcomings. And when I rectified all this, then I just sailed through my mains examination and I was able to attend my interview. So these are all about my mains preparation, how to go about mains preparation. And later we shall see in detail what are the resources to be used for each and every paper. So thank you so much. So again, I am mentioning about the referral code, which is AMMU. Have a nice time.